Hey guys, I just want to take a minute to talk about some footage I shot on the Ursa Mini. The Ursa Mini is a pretty new camera. There's not a whole lot of videos out about it, so I want to give you guys an opportunity to compare a couple different formats on it. I didn't do all the formats on it, only the ones I really care about. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of comparison. The first clip is a ProRes 422 HQ at 60 frames per second, and it's shot at 4K. The second clip you'll see is a ProRes 422 LT at 60 frames per second. It's also 4K. The third clip you'll see is a 1920 by 1080 ProRes 422 HQ at 60 frames per second. And then the fourth clip is a 1920 by 1080 ProRes 422 LT at 60 frames per second, or 60p. Basically, I did this because I've been shooting at 4K a lot and trying to figure out what the advantages might be. Basically, we're living in a 2K world, especially when it comes to the online audience. We're not quite to a 4K world yet, though it's 2016, and if you watch this video in 2 years, we'll probably be in a 4K world, definitely. So don't give me any flack about we're already in a 4K world, because right now when this video is being distributed, we're not in a 4K world as far as web goes. Maybe in a production studio or something like that. But I wanted to give a side-by-side comparison as to how these look next to each other, because future going, the problem is when you have a video that's shot in ProRes 422 HQ 4K, and you have a 128 gigabyte card, you've got 9 minutes and that card is full. If you shoot a LT, you've got about 18 minutes at 60 frames per second. Now if you bring that down to 30 frames per second, you can essentially double that. And then with 1080p at HQ, you got, I think it was around 45 minutes. ProRes HQ 422 at 1080p, 60 frames per second. You've got about 38 minutes, I think. Don't quote me on that. But if you go down to 1080p 422, if you go down to 1080p ProRes 422 LT at 60 frames per second, you get roughly, you get around somewhere in the neighborhood of an hour and 10 minutes or something like that, so close to that. So there is a significant difference, and from what I can tell, there's not a whole lot of quality difference. Now I'll let you be the judge of that, because I'm not going to decide that, but from what I can tell, I don't see a huge amount of quality difference, maybe between the LT and the HQ part of things because of compression. But the question you got to ask yourself is all this space I'm filling up on my hard drives worth it? And that's the question I'm asking myself currently.